You know what? WWE just made the biggest mistake of 2025 and nobody's talking about it. While everyone's obsessing over Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and the same old faces, WWE is about to get shaken to its core by a force of nature they can't control anymore. Drew McIntyre thought he was untouchable. The locker room thought they had time. Triple H thought he could keep this monster caged in NXT forever. They were all wrong. What's up, wrestling fanatics? Welcome back to WrestleScope, where we bring you the raw, unfiltered truth about everything WWE. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because we're about to expose something WWE doesn't want you to see. And if you think you know what happened when Oba Femi crossed paths with Drew McIntyre, trust me, you don't know the half of it. Here's what makes my blood boil, and it should make yours too. For years, WWE has been recycling the same main event scene, the same faces, the same matches, the same predictable outcomes. We've watched Drew McIntyre get opportunity after opportunity, world title reign after world title reign, only to see him disappear when things get tough or cry about his sob story for the millionth time. Meanwhile, down in NXT, there's been an absolute monster demolishing everyone in his path, breaking records, ending legacies, and WWE management has been ignoring him. Oba Femi didn't just attack Drew McIntyre, he declared war on everything WWE has become. And here's the part that should infuriate every single one of you watching. WWE tried to keep this quiet. They tried to downplay it. They tried to make it seem like just another NXT call-up moment. But this wasn't a call-up, this was a hostile takeover. Comment right now if you're sick and tired of WWE protecting their chosen ones while genuine monsters like Oba Femi have to force their way into the main event picture. Because what happened between Oba and Drew isn't just about two wrestlers, it's about WWE's broken system, and Oba Femi just set it on fire. Let me paint you the picture of what really went down, because the WWE cameras didn't catch everything, and trust me, that's intentional. Drew McIntyre was cutting another one of his I deserve respect promos backstage. You know the type. Talking about his journey, his struggles, positioning himself for another title opportunity because apparently being a former champion means you get infinite rematches in WWE. The same old song and dance we've seen 1,000 times. Then, out of nowhere, the lights flickered. Not dramatically, not with pyro, just flickered, like something was draining the energy from the building itself. And before Drew could even process what was happening, 270 pounds of pure Nigerian destruction came crashing through that backstage area like a freight train with no brakes. Oba didn't sneak attack Drew. Oh no, that would suggest cowardice. Oba walked straight up to him, looked him dead in the eyes, and said, and I'm paraphrasing here because WWE muted most of it, "Your time is over, my time is now, and that title, it's coming with me." Drew, to his credit, tried to fight back. He threw hands. He's Drew McIntyre, after all, the Scottish warrior, the Claymore King. But here's what shocked everyone in that hallway. Drew's offense looked weak against Oba. Every punch that would normally drop other superstars, Oba absorbed them like raindrops. Every attempted intimidation, Oba smiled through it. Then came the moment that changed everything. Oba lifted Drew, all 6'5", 265 pounds of him, like he was lifting a child, and delivered a devastating powerbomb that cracked the concrete floor. Not the wrestling ring, not some padded surface, concrete. Security rushed in, producers tried to separate them, and Oba Femi stood over Drew McIntyre's body and declared for everyone to hear, "I'm not asking for a title match. I'm not waiting in line. I'm taking what's mine. Triple H, Adam Pearce, whoever's running this show, you have 1 week to give me my championship match or I'll tear through your entire roster until someone forces you to give it to me." Now, let's talk about why this matters more than any attack we've seen in years. First, Oba Femi's NXT North American Championship reign was the longest in that title's history, 543 days. That's not a typo. Over a year and a half as champion, defending against everyone NXT threw at him. Wesley, demolished. Tony D'Angelo, broken. Joe Coffey, ended. Dragon Lee, conquered. The man went through NXT's entire roster like a hurricane through a trailer park. But here's what WWE doesn't want you to realize. Oba's been ready for the main roster for over a year. He's been too big, too dominant, too dangerous for NXT. But WWE kept him there because they didn't know how to book him on the main roster without exposing their current champions. How do you have Cody Rhodes retain his title against someone who looks like he could actually snap Cody in half? How do you keep building Drew McIntyre when there's a younger, hungrier, more dominant monster waiting in the wings? You can't, and that's why WWE tried to keep Oba Femi in developmental hell. Second, and this is crucial, Oba Femi represents everything WWE should be building toward. He's 26 years old. He's got the look of a final boss in a video game. He's got legitimate athletic credentials from his track and field background. The man was throwing javelin at international competitions before he ever stepped foot in a wrestling ring. That's real-world explosiveness, real-world power translated into wrestling. Compare that to Drew McIntyre, who's 39 years old, has been with WWE on and off for 15 years, and has already had his monster push multiple times. I'm not saying Drew isn't talented, he is, but when you put him next to Oba Femi, it's like comparing a veteran boxer in the twilight of his career to a hungry young lion who hasn't even reached his peak yet. Third, let's address the elephant in the room that nobody in WWE management wants to talk about. WWE's main event scene has been stale. We're watching the same wrestlers trade wins back and forth. The same feuds get recycled with slightly different storylines. Fans are getting bored. The ratings show it, the social media engagement shows it. People are hungry for something new, fresh, something they haven't seen before.
Oba Femi is that something. But here's where it gets controversial, and I want you to sound off in the comments about this. Some people, mostly WWE loyalists and Drew McIntyre fans, are saying Oba didn't earn this opportunity, that he should wait his turn and pay his dues on the main roster first. Let me tell you why that thinking is absolutely ridiculous and exactly what's wrong with WWE's outdated mindset. Oba Femi has been destroying people for over 18 months straight. He's held championship gold longer than most main roster wrestlers dream of. He's main evented NXT Premium Live events. He's carried an entire brand on his shoulders. But somehow, because he hasn't appeared on Raw or SmackDown regularly, he hasn't earned it? That's the same broken logic that kept AJ Styles out of WWE for years because he wasn't WWE made. The same logic that made people doubt CM Punk when he was rising. The same logic that holds back every generational talent until they're past their prime. Meanwhile, Drew McIntyre has been handed opportunity after opportunity, despite losing constantly when it matters most. He lost the WWE Championship. He failed in his attempts to win it back multiple times. He's been in the main event scene for years and hasn't been able to recapture that magic. But sure, let's give him another title shot, while the most dominant wrestler in the entire company has to literally assault someone to get noticed. Comment below, Team Oba or Team Drew? And more importantly, do you think WWE's pay your dues mentality is killing the company's ability to create new stars? Now, let me tell you what I think happens next, and if I'm right, you owe me a subscribe. WWE has 3 options here. Option 1. They ignore Oba's demand, which would be the stupidest decision in WWE history. You don't put this kind of attack on television and then pretend it didn't happen. That's how you kill momentum and make your audience feel like nothing matters. Option 2, they give Oba a trial match against a mid-carder to earn his way to a title shot. This is classic WWE stalling tactics, and honestly, it could work if they have Oba demolish whoever they put in front of him in under 5 minutes. Make it look like feeding Christians to lions. Show the WWE universe that this man is not just another wrestler, he's a force of nature. Option 3, and this is what I think should happen. Triple H puts Oba Femi in a #1 contender match at the next Premium Live event. Maybe it's a triple threat with Drew McIntyre and another top contender. Maybe it's a gauntlet match where Oba has to go through multiple opponents in one night. But you give him that showcase moment. Let him prove he belongs on that stage, and then you pull the trigger on Oba Femi versus whoever's holding the WWE Championship at that time. Imagine it, Oba Femi versus Cody Rhodes, the American Dream versus the Nigerian Nightmare, the workhorse champion versus the most dominant force in WWE. That's money. That's a WrestleMania-level match. That's the kind of dream matchup that gets people talking, gets social media buzzing, and brings lapsed fans back to WWE. Or even better, Oba Femi versus Gunther, 2 absolute monsters colliding, the ring general versus the ruler of NXT. These are the matches WWE should be building towards instead of running back the same feuds we've seen for the past 5 years. But let's zoom out for a second, because this story is bigger than just one attack or one title match demand. What Oba Femi did represents a shift in how WWE needs to operate going forward. The era of waiting years for your opportunity is over. The era of paying your dues by losing on main event for 6 months is over. The era of keeping your best talent hidden away because you're afraid of changing your main event scene is over. Oba Femi just kicks that door wide open, and behind him are dozens of other hungry, talented wrestlers who are tired of waiting. Trick Williams is watching, Javon Evans is watching, Braun Breaker forced his way up and is now thriving on Raw. The new generation isn't asking for permission anymore. They're taking what's theirs. And you know what? WWE is better for it. Competition breeds excellence. When your current main eventers know there are wolves at the door ready to take their spot, they perform better. When the audience knows that anyone can break through at any moment, they stay engaged. This is how you create stars. This is how you build the future. Drew McIntyre should be thanking Oba Femi. That attack just made Drew relevant again. Before this, Drew was stuck in mid-card purgatory, cutting the same promos, having the same matches. Now he's part of the hottest storyline in WWE. Now people are actually caring about what Drew McIntyre does next. This is the shakeup WWE desperately needed, and Oba Femi is the earthquake that's going to reshape the entire landscape. So let's bring this home, wrestling fanatics. Oba Femi attacking Drew McIntyre and demanding a WWE title match isn't just another wrestling angle, it's a statement. It's a declaration that the old way of doing things is dead. It's proof that the most dominant force in WWE won't be denied any longer. And most importantly, it's the beginning of a new era where the best wrestler doesn't wait in line. They take their spot. Drew McIntyre is a warrior, a champion, and a main event star. But his time is done. The Scottish warrior had his moment. Now it's time for the Nigerian nightmare to have his. WWE has 1 week to respond to Oba's demand. 1 week to decide if they're going to embrace the future or cling to the past. 1 week to show us whether they've learned anything from their mistakes. But here's what I know for certain. Whether WWE gives Oba Femi his title match next week or next year, it will happen. And when it does, when Oba Femi stands in that ring with a world championship around his waist, we'll all remember this moment. We'll remember the attack. We'll remember the demand. And we'll remember that Oba Femi didn't ask for permission to become the face of WWE. He took it. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now telling me, do you think Oba Femi deserves an immediate title shot? Can Drew McIntyre recover from this attack, or is his main event run over? Who do you want to see Oba Femi face for his first WWE Championship match? If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more hard-hitting wrestling analysis, smash that like button. If you think your friends need to hear about what's coming for WWE, share this video everywhere. And if you're not already subscribed to WrestleScope, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're covering every single development in this story as it happens. The landscape of WWE is changing, and we're going to be here for every second of it. I'm WrestleScope, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay scoped in, wrestling family.